to be here again and meet you around another Ergo Hack coming now, Ergo Hack number 8. And this time Kenan is with me, so say hi. Yeah.
Hey everybody, glad to be here. I'm completely not a dev, but here to discuss the Ergo Hack and introduce this for everybody. Alex more than makes up for my deficiency in development. So Alex, regarding Ergo Hack, this is number 8. How have you participated in the past 7 prior to this one? And what do you plan on doing in this Ergo Hack? Just a quick intro.
All right, so I've judged, I guess, first 6 Ergo Hacks, and also participated in last 2. Well, one time just as out of contest contributor. The second time also, I guess, right? If my memory serves me well. So, my first project was Chain Cache. And the second was sidechains, right? So I made some contracts and white paper around sidechain possibilities, sidechaining techniques on Ergo. And this time I'm going to participate with a continuation of the sidechain project. It's called trustless relays. This is about how to build smart contracts based SPV clients for Bitcoin and other blockchains on Ergo to have them trustless sidechaining, right? Pegging, and more so we can have things like RGB++, for example, or simply trustless Bitcoin, for example, hash rate derivatives on Ergo. So, for example, Bitcoin miners can do contracts on Bitcoin hash rate on Ergo, and so on. And with very minimal trust assumptions. So basically, in a trustless way. I'm around since the first Ergo Hack, and it's always about a lot of fun, but in regards with my judging experience, also that was quite challenging because you need to compare very different projects, right? Coming from very different people, even not just developers. So we had people just writing concepts down. So, for example, Lithos. So initially it was just some kind of white paper about SNISPs. So succinct, non-interactive
proofs. Yeah.
Proofs.
Yeah.
Proofs. Yeah, but basically, so it's proofs of blocks with lower difficulty, right? SNISPs. I forgotten what's the second S stands for there. So we had more writings like about governance and so on, some proposals to make co-living DAOs, right, to combine Ergo blockchain with some permaculture experiments. So actually, very diverse ideas and projects. And it's a bit hard to compare them sometimes. Participating probably more funny.
Yeah, as a non-dev, I've always found it the concept of the judging part to be, like you said, probably challenging, because there's, even if it's a topic, there's so many different, avenues and ways people are doing it. Some have fully fleshed out code, some are, just a post-it note with a bunch of text and that kind of thing. I mean, it's been interesting to see how it's gone in the past. But I was looking at the list. It's pretty impressive. People can go to ErgoHack.io and see the past 7. But a lot of the core protocols or dApps that we use in Ergo that are built on top of Ergo came out of Ergo Hacks in the past. So Ergo Raffle won the very first Ergo Hack. Sky Harbor and Lilium both came out of the hacks. Auction Coin, 3 different wallets, Nautilus, SafeW, and Minotaur. The multi-sig has come out of there. We were talking earlier, you mentioned Sigmanaut, and then there's several other, Atomic Swap last year. There's a lot of different various projects. You just mentioned the white paper for the decentralized mining. I mean, there's a lot of cool concepts and things that we actually use every day that have come out of ErgoHack. So I'm interested to see how what everyone's going to come up with this year. The topic is smart layer for Bitcoin. Ergo as a smart layer for Bitcoin. What does that mean for you, or how do you compare that, Alex, like with what's existing in the marketplace to what we want Ergo to do, or how we see Ergo fitting in that overall marketplace?
Yeah, so it's quite a popular concept, right? Doing some layers for Bitcoin, especially in Asia, it seems. I think most of Bitcoiners will love Ergo, especially, right, because of proof of work. Then you take somewhat similar, right, model. Then trust minimized contracts, right? Sometimes peer-to-peer contracts. Non-interactive mixing, right? Which is, I guess, quite a hot topic these days in the Bitcoin community. Also peer-to-peer DeFi, which is quite unique, I guess, like SigmaFi, right, and so on. And I think it's quite appealing, right, solution for programmability. When you need it for your Bitcoins, even in regards with privacy tooling, right? So in Ergo, I believe the approach is the most appealing, right, to Bitcoiners.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that sorts out. I mean, I've seen a few of the projects looking at options or option pools built on top of duck pools should be interesting. And there's several others.
Yeah. For example, in the Bitcoin community, there are a lot of talks about self-sovereignty rights and so on. And in case of Ergo auctions, for example, or SigmaFi, it's kind of self-sovereign finance, right? So it's just peer-to-peer. So you don't have any big contracts, right? Maybe with upgrade possibility, a freeze button, or whatever, right? So it's just self-sovereign finance, indeed. So the mixer is also actually peer-to-peer financial. contract actually. So, you just put your coins with a contract, right, which is allowing for mixing only, or withdrawing from the mixing pool, and that's it, right? So there is no any big contracts here, like Tornado Cash or whatever. Yeah, it's quite what Bitcoiners actually trying to achieve, right, over years, but still don't have actually.
Right. And then the people always want to know about the prize pool this year. It looks like there's 18,000 SIG USD to the top three, apportioned sort of, in a measured 9,000, 5,000, 4,000, plus Rosen to be determined there. And then all participants who submit an entry will be rewarded to some extent, which is really awesome. Additionally, there's a community raffle that you can tell us about. It's about 95% funded right now. There's no maximum, so hopefully we blow past the stated goal for the raffle. And then also Nervos Network, I think, is contributing as well to our hackathon, which is really cool. What about the community? I know that you spearheaded that real quick and threw that together. What is that going to look like, and how are we as a community going to vote on that?
All right, so I've started the community raffle, but all the funds will be transferred to the Sigmanaut, right? So community based marketing group, and so then Sigmanaut will watch, right? Whom to reward and how.
Yeah, I think we're going to put together even a Paideia DAO just for this, a vote for this raffle, or for this Ergo hack. So that should be neat to see that happen on chain and see the output of the votes on chain.
Oh, so just for one voting, there will be custom DAO.
Yeah, there will be.
Nice.
Is what I've heard. Hopefully that does occur. That would be pretty cool.
All right. Yeah. So good to see. Again, diverse set of sponsors, right, including external ones. So previously there were Ergo Hacks with prizes from Alephium, right?
Yeah.
There was one hack, and
Alephium, Flux.
Flux, yeah, right. Maybe it was the same Ergo hack with Flux and Alephium, right?
Yeah, I think so. It was a few back, maybe 2 or 3 back. I remember that.
Yeah, so it's good to see that, other UTXO chains, jumping on Ergo Hacks again. Right, now Nervos, which is also UTXO Alliance member.
Yep.
Like Alephium, and they also actually doing a lot in regards with being a smart layer for Bitcoin, right, with RGB++ effort and so on. Seems interests very much aligned, and good to see that Rosen, right, is going to sponsor. And let's hope maybe next time Ergo Devs DAO also can sponsor a bit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Also, one of the other upcoming events outside of Ergo Hack is on July 1st is our Ergoversary. So, Alex, why don't you tell us a bit about that? And I know the Ergo Devs DAO has been talking about that a little bit. What are your thoughts there on that upcoming anniversary for us all?
Yeah, so this time it will be 5th Ergoversary, right? So 5 years of Ergo mainnet existence will celebrate. And actually, we are at the very interesting point now, right?
Sure.
On the Ergo timeline, I'm pretty sure about that, right? With rapid decrease of block rewards and
Yes.
with TVL growing up pretty fast, and Ergo being number one proof of work by TVL percentage worked in DeFi. And all that stuff, right? With more bridges coming and more DeFi coming and all those things. So then it would be good to discuss to try to predict what next 5 years of Ergo would be about. So stay tuned. So we
most
will
definitely
celebrate Ergoversary again in 5 weeks.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, thank you guys. Please do participate. If you are not participating as an entrant, you can always follow along in the Discord. There are updates for each entry. There should be updates. I believe QX is going to be doing videos with several of them to try to, give everybody updates, but do ask questions. I mean, if you're a quote unquote just a community member, ask questions of the project, see what they're doing. You actually might shape the outcome of their project or what's going on with the ErgoHack. So thank you all, and look forward to seeing what the judges come up with and what all the contestants come up with on this ErgoHack VIII.
Thank you, everyone. Have a fun ErgoHack as usual. Bye.
Bye.